Love and light, love and light, love and light. Just wanted to bring just some faithless information out real quick on our ancient forefather, the great American prophet, Iwata, also known today more prominently by his commonly spoken of Iroquoian name. This is actually Hiawatha is in truth not the prophet. Hiawatha is the Iroquoian chieftain who went to the peacemaker Iwata. Why Iwata is always tied with Hiawatha is because Iwata went to the Iroquois, the Haudenosaunee. Peace to y'all, brothers and sisters out there, the Haudenosaunee, the Angui, you know, peace to y'all. Thanks for everybody for coming out. This is Jehovah Chronicles number 76, but this is just a quick one. Just a little something I wanted to bring out from my brothers and sisters. Cosmon Art did all the artwork, and my sister, Dr. PhD, Dr. Susan B. Martinez, put the work together on our great forefather. Iwata says, today man has built spaceships to other planets. Tomorrow man will build communities of peace and brotherhood on earth. Come, let us build together a motto. See the peace pipe? Down here in the corner, right here, says, praise be to the Great Spirit. Word of the wise, too, for all my Aboriginal brothers. And by the way, I am one, too. When we get back to loving each other, living communally, but first and foremost, back to praising the Great Spirit, that's when everything we do will blossom. Look what he says right on the cover. I will raise up prophets among the ahwans. And they shall build unto the Great Spirit. Well, who are the ahwans, Cosma? They are the copper-colored indigenous people of America with black, coarse, long hair. And the beauty of a waspy is it describes the American Indian so we would know him today. So if you are copper-colored, if you have long, black, dark, coarse hair, which goes to show that the Native Americans, even though they have Ahwan genetics, are not the Ahwans. They are from Japheth. They're Mongoloidal and Siberians. Same lifestyle today, same genetic stock, same haplogroup. Nothing has changed. But these are the people who what? Built unto the Great Spirit. Oh, so you never heard of ahwans before. Well, maybe you've heard of Tehuacan, Tehuacan, Ahua, Ahuen, Ahuacan. The place where men become gods. These are your megalithic builders in America. This is who built Tihuanaco. You're starting to see it. Large, copper-colored. The Aboriginal American, the American Indian. Right here. They always tell us about the great prophets of old. The Moseses and the Abrahams and the Brahmas of the world and the Pauls and Joseph, all these people, Jeebus, everybody. But y'all never tell us about the great prophet of America. Huh? Let's check it out. Let's get into it real quick. For your pleasure and enlightenment, we have gone back to work in hopes of producing a series of small booklets on the prophets. Although we could have started with Zarathustra, the first son of light, 9,000 years ago. Zarathustra, beginning of the 22nd arc cycle, circa 7,053 BC, 9,000 years ago. We choose instead to begin with E. Now notice the name. The name is Algonquin. It is Iwata. How you say Iwata in the Iroquoian is Hiawatha. But even in the stories, the great peacemaker Iwata went to the Mohawk, the Iroquois, the Haudenosaunee. There are two different people in actuality, but we get really the stories, they're so old about Iwata that we don't get them till the time of Hiawatha, right? Now, for we understand the timelessness of unraveling. Now, I don't like this word because we're not talking about them people. So I'm going to just use Aboriginal American roots because we're not talking about the native. Anybody can be native. Shit, they're Eurasian. How could you ever be American when the American Negro doesn't come from anywhere but America? So when we see the word native, I like to use the word Aboriginal. For we understand the timelessness of unraveling Aboriginal American roots. And I want to also say that I'm not saying that native people weren't here. They've been here a long time too. But what I am saying is when y'all got here, not from the Bering Straits, but island hopping across the Northern Atlantic, right? You're Eurasians. My theory is you are the Vikings, the Vandals, the Allens. You didn't come across the Bering Strait. You couldn't have. There's no way you could have survived. For we understand the timelessness of unraveling Aboriginal American roots in a sacred manner. And we celebrate the first faithists to walk this land, the red, copper-colored Indian, the angui, the upright animal. The crazy part is today the Haudenosaunee, the Iroquois, still call themselves angui. They be thinking I be making this stuff up, man. It's no joke. And if you don't believe it, go check my previous videos on the Aboriginals. For the traditional way or Aboriginal way is the way of the Creator. Look at this. The Great Spirit only, remembered, nurtured, protected by the American Indian. In America, he took a couple names, but mainly Geechee. Later on in time, people also called him Manito, but the real faithists in America always knew Manito worked for Geechee. Manito is no more than what you shall be, aka God. But God is not Geechee. This is why they call him Geechee Manito. But the Creator is Geechee. Right? And we was always faithists over here, man, in America. We always praised the Great Spirit. That's why when other gods came into our thing, it was always a problem. You know, because they were coming to smash and kill and rob, war, pillage, rape, disease our people. Yeah. And we was just trying to praise the Creator and do good works for everybody around us. Well, let's get into it. Iwata, the prophet, the great prophet, a pillar of faithism. The great Iwata, who founded the land of Guatama, that y'all mistakenly calling Turtle Island. I understand, yeah, you got the turtle sciences aligning with the cosmological calendar, but this place was never called Turtle Island. That is actually Native American lore, not Aboriginal. This is why they got the tale in allegory. Why? Because you told them, when you told them they couldn't get it, so you told it in allegory. What I'm basically saying is, when the very first Mongoloid or Native American people that are on the reservations, the Eurasian straight stringy hair type, right? When they're in, and I'm saying we got that in us too. Many of us mixed in with them people too. So ain't no hating over here. We don't care. You know what I mean? We just letting it know and defining it scientifically so we know exactly who we talking about. Ain't no hate over here. But when the very first Native American or Viking got here from Europe, right? Our grandfathers was like, who is y'all niggas? And where did y'all come from? We were already here before Leif Erikson, before Columbus, before Pizarro, before even the made up story of Mansa Musa, or no, not Mansa Musa, Abu Bakr coming to the Americas. Even if he did, he was just a Johnny come lately. Before the Chinese got here in 1412. We already had massive societies. New York was already built. Miami was already built. New Orleans was already built. LA, Spokane, all the major cities were already built with high rises, with apartment buildings, with plumbing, with running water, with sanitation. I'm telling you, they found these places when the European came here. And by the time that they had found them, they were, for the most part, already buried. Even, his name is slipping my mind. Come on. What's the great Aztecan prince? Sheets is slipping my mind right now because I said Mansa Musa and it now is throwing me off. His name is Great King of America. What is his name? His name is wow. I think he was the Incan king. Oh wow. Slipping my name. Oh. Well, the king has said in America. By the way, he was a sachem, not a kings. We never had kings in America, ever. He said when he met Cortez in 1519 that his people were only roughly 130 years from a great calamity. If anybody knows my understanding or has read the book of Extra, right? I don't want to give too much away because a lot of this is going in the book, but during that time, many of us don't know, right? From roughly 1150 to circa 1450, or let's just say 1100, or 1000 to 1400. How many of you knew we were in a mini ice age? Did you know that? I ain't on my computer, I'm on my phone, or else I just pull it up and show y'all real quick. But we were in the ice age. Go check it out. Hiawatha, a man chosen by God for the children of Guatama, America, right? Showed y'all about the Shasta Mountain people, their ceremonies, and how their oldest ceremony, right? Of the Shasta Mountain Indians, right? Is a ceremony giving praise to the Creator, right? For bringing their people from a sunken land after a great flood. And that ceremony, that ritual that happens at a certain time every year is called the ceremony of Guatama. I can't make it up this damn good. Y'all ain't even never, for a mealy mouth, I wish a mealy mouth Negro would say he ever heard of the word Guatama. Y'all didn't know that. Even the Aboriginals still calling it Turtle Island and, America, and twisting the words around. And I'm not saying that at some point the Amaru, who are people, didn't exist. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that. Or that the tale of Americo Vespucci, first of all, it's not even his name. Americo is not his name, right? Americo got that name from meeting the people here. Americo got that people here. You dig what I'm talking about? Guatama, right? Let's look at this. Guatama means the land of the four tribes. Guatama, right? And after the great flood, of the Ark of Noah, circa 22,553 BC, the 34 boats, right, that went east and landed in America, guess where they landed at? Guatama. Huh? Yeah. See, the American is different from everybody else. And he was, even though man is all the same thing, the ahwan of America is like the ahwan of old, right? God said in the book of the wars that he was going to preserve a ahwan. The word ahwan can be interchanged with Negro also. A lot of people don't like black. You dig what I'm talking about? It is what it is. But ahwan can be interchanged with Negro. And when you say Negro, that doesn't automatically mean copper colored. They were primarily copper colored, but just like today, that we breed today as the Negro of America, we breed people from pale white, blue-eyed, blonde hair Negroes to blue, black, purple Negroes, but commonly we're brown. You're right in the middle. But we don't need nobody to produce the epicanthic fold like the Chinese man, you dig one, or the Asian. We see that in Negroidal genes today. The good hair, what they call the good hair, we see that in the Negro genes today. Gray eyes, green eyes. You see what I'm saying? Blue eyes. We see that in the American phenotype today of the Negro. He produces every type without nobody's help. Right? This is why many times you'll have a little girl. You'll have a little girl or something, and she don't necessarily look like the mama or the daddy. But if you go back to the grandmama, she looked just like the grandmama. Because these genes been swapping and mixing for thousands and thousands of years. And then listen, remember, this is 4 tribes. So we got the major Negroidal stock. Getting off the boat. We got the Asian stock. We got the Indian stock. You dig what I'm talking about? And we had what would go on to be and be produced and called the pale skin. Right here in America, we didn't need nobody, niggas. And we all mixed, right? We didn't have any color biases or, you know what I mean, hatred, self-hate, Willie Lynchism that hadn't been thought about nor bred into our people yet, not forced on us yet. So we have been mixing day one. This is why when you go back and you see the Olmecs, you see these big lip, wide nosed Negroes with Chinese eyes. Hold on. And if you see what they never show you is, they never show you the back of the Olmec heads. See, because if you look at the back of the Olmec heads, they got plaits. They got dreads. Huh? Why? Because these are the large Negroidal types of America, the ahwan. Huh? You mix it down with a little more iron, right? You get it. You raise up that spiritual ability a little bit more. You get the angui. You raise it up a little bit more, you get the gon. Huh? You lean that iron in there some more, guess what you get? An Anguigan, a Negroidal American. Huh? A Negroidal modern man is an Anguigan, an iron leaning Gan, a modern man. We got to get past the racism. You can't tell what a thing is by what color it is. Huh? This is for the children of Guatama, all of them, taken from the first book of God, or Waspi, being the sacred history of the Angui and Honga. Shout out to the four horsemen, man. Shout out to Malachi Maccabee, Daryl Cosmon, Selah Shalom, and myself. You know what I mean? For bringing this funk out. You dig what I'm talking about? And even Waspi prophesied and revealed that it in America, it would be the remnants of the Algonquins who are teaching and standing by the Creator. We the only ones in America. We the only niggas doing this. Ain't no other ahwans doing this. No other copper colored people saying, come on back to the Great Spirit. Huh? But the sons of Honga. Shout to the Creator gang and peace to all the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses. Dig this. Right? Being the sacred history of Angui, the upright man of America, or Indian, or look, dig this. I want y'all to notice this. The very first people we were coming in contact to were Spanish and Portuguese Latin speakers. Now, Angui, now if you change this word around and you take the E's and you put it in front of the G and you take the O, and put it at the end of the W. So move the E's. So now it spells N-E-E-G-W-O, right? Remember, the Latin speakers don't have a W sound, right? The Angui becomes Nikwo. But coming in contact, and the Nikwo, the change from Nikwo, they're saying, well, how did you get it from the Nikwo change is Phoenician. Nikwo becomes, in Latin, since there is no oh, whoa sound in Latin, there's a double rolling R. The Nikwo becomes the Negro. It's the same word. You see it? Nikwo. Now, Creator said, in the Cosmon era today, these copper-colored, large, super athletic niggas with rhythm, because they was winning all the tournaments. Remember, this is just about, we just talking about the Anguis. They was winning all the tournaments. They was faster than deers. They was big as hell. They built all the megalithic buildings. But Jaja say, you gonna know these people today. Why? Because I kept them alive only in North America. I'm going to keep them alive. They're going to be in North America in the Cosmon era. They're going to be generally tall. They're going to be brown, right? Copper color, brown. They're going to have long, black, coarse hair. Like we already mentioned before, there is only one people in America that fits that description. It is only the Negro of America, the Aboriginal of America, the angui, the Negro. So I ask you a question. So Jaja say you gonna readily know these people, these anguis. Have anybody ever met an angui in their life? You know any anguis? No, you don't. So do you know any Negroes? Negro? Have you ever met a Negro? No. But in America, who is brown, copper color, highly spiritual people, highly spiritual and highly athletic with black coarse hair is the American Negro. Is no mistake that we are now today learning that these Native American, so-called Native American roots, these Aboriginal roots, tie directly back to the Negro, the Angui of America, me and you, circa 150 after Cosmon. So I know some of y'all can't tell time. So, it's been over 2,000 years that your Bible been out here. Why hasn't your God taught you how to tell time yet? Let that sink in a second. For 150 AK or after Cosmon, the Cosmon era began in 1848. So you add 150 years to this, right? 150 years, you get 1998. Let's go on to it. The Thunderbird. Lo, my words are rewritten. Search for the evidence of my footsteps on the earth. Find the people who stand by the Creator. Shout to the Creator gang. Shout to the UFK, RFK. Shout to the Eloas, Seventh Era Faithers. Shout out to all y'all. Find the people who stand by the Creator. Who can shake their faith or feed them with a story of a savior? You going for Jeebus now after all you learn? Or no? Many, many years ago, in the time of, Geechee's kingdom, and in the land of Guatama, America, the first tribes of ahwans, red men, copper-colored men, Negroes, flourished and thrived peacefully and wisely, an honor on the earth and a glory unto the Creator. They were the first tribes, Didn't I go check my when you get done, if you still need some Aboriginal history, check out my video I did. It's very early, maybe 6, 7, 8 videos in, called the Negro Kings of America, the Aboriginal Kings of America in the first 18 tribes. Check that video out, man. I go a little deep. I go way deep in that. All right. They were the first tribes of the red race to inhabit the land of Guatama after the flood. So since 22,553, or roughly 24,000 years ago, almost 25,000 years ago, when the people who was here, who was Negroes before, got wiped out by a great calamity, a flood. No, these people not coming from Africa. They're coming from a different place. You've all heard of it. You've all heard of myths of it. You all heard of the myth of Atlantis. You all heard of the myth of Mu. You all heard the myth of Lemuria. None of you have comprehended Pan. Y'all better come holler at the faithers. Yeah. If you still think Noah a man, you way behind. Just put it like that. A continent was sunk 22,553 BC exactly. What does it say in the month of Abib, 7th day or something like that? Owasby break it down. It was like the month of May, 7th day. So it lasted till like September. It was 5 months before they landed. Right? They were the first tribes of red race to inhabit the land of Guatama after the flood, and they dwelt together in peace and harmony. Their faces were like new copper, and they stood up on the earth tall and strong, swift in hands, and they were called Angui, or Indian, or Negro. And Geechee said, I will make mighty nations out of the seeds of the ahwans. Now, the earliest ahwans in Guatama, Ban, married the maiden C, and their firstborn was named Labanasee. You see how they do it? Take the father name, add the mother name, and the child's name. La, the son of Ban and C. You see what I'm saying? This is how we used to do our names. And the words got so long that we had a babble here in America, a babble. They think it was over there just in Babylon. No, it also happened to your brother and them, us here in America. Right? Languages got too long. You dig what I'm saying? We had a compound language. Right? Dig this. Now, the earliest ahwans in Guatama, Ban, married, and when you say Ban, he's not talking about one man named Ban. Ban is men and women. They were named, the people were named after the chief, right? But Ban is a tribe, not one person. Right? So get that. I want you to get that. Ban married the maiden C, and their firstborn was called Labanasee, and he was born Suis, or clairvoyant, with the ability to hear and see spirits, for he could hear the voice of the Creator, the Great Spirit, and the voice remained with Labanasee during his lifetime, which was 125 years. And the voice descended to his son, and to his son after him. And thence to his son after him. And in time, there were 18 tribes, what I tell you, of Geechees chosen amongst the ahwans, the Negroes, the Indians of America. And they became everlasting heirs to the voice and to Ara. Anybody ever been to Arizona? Or maybe, I know, take the A off and you got Arkansas or Arkansas. And to Ara, God said, arise and go forth. My hand will steer thee. And under the tribes of Ara, there were tens of thousands of people. Listen. And they built a city, and they called it Beauty, or Efspan. But in after times, Ara lost the voice. They're not talking about Ara the man. They're talking about the people of Ara. Remember, Labanasee's son, it went through, down. This one, right? Ara, it went down, but then they lost the voice. Watch this. So Great Spirit. So the Great Spirit raised up Shoshone. Listen. Many of us come right out of this stock. So the Great Spirit raised up Shoshone of the tribes of Stogilbak. And Geechee raised his hand before Shoshone and pointed the way. And the son of Shoshone was a youth of great beauty and strength, a swift runner. Not to be racist or sound nothing crazy, but we ain't had no great Native American athletes since the Galloping Ghost. Since no, what's his name? He was in the Olympics, played football. Oh man, his name is slipping my mind. Native American brother, man. He played a bunch of sports and he was a G. He played in the NFL, he played in the college leagues. He ran track. Oh man, he was in the Olympics too. Oh man, it's slipping my mind. If anybody remembers the Native American brother from the early 1900s, Jim, is it Jim? Man, it's if somebody remember this brother, super athlete, early 1900s, won everything, was in the Olympics, played football. He was the truth. Jim Thorpe, that's his name, Jim Thorpe. He was a Native American. We haven't had a great athlete to come out of the Native American stock. His name is Jim Thorpe, correct? We haven't had a monster to come out of that stock. And this is not hating. You dig what I'm talking about? They're my brothers and I love them. You dig what I'm talking about? But they're not the greatest of athletes. You know what I mean? They do many other things well. But athletes, how many Native Americans you know in the NBA? I think there's like one or two in the NFL. But it's cool. So we understand that this youth of great beauty. You know, we got some of the most beautiful people in the earth. You dig what I'm talking about? This chocolate skin be popping. He was a youth of great strength, a swift runner, a great athlete. We know we do this every day. I can go right on my block and find athletes that'll beat everybody on the res. You dig what I'm talking about? We do this all day. Great beauty, strength, swift runner, and athletic. We do this without even trying. So we know who Shoshone is. And the voice of Geechee Manito came to him and remained with him during his natural lifetime, which was 90 years. His descendants kept the voice and inhabit the regions of Yitzitusau, which is now today called Arkansas. Didn't I tell y'all? Remember, this is from Stogilbak, but they marry into the line of Labanasee to produce Era. But when they lost it, they went back to Stogilbak and raised up Shoshone. So Shoshone is going to be in the land where Ara was, and we are in Arkansas. Arkansas. And his people became mighty in cities And agriculture. Oh yeah, we got the ancient Algonquin name for this place too. I got a whole map laid out too. Mountains, rivers, the land masses, roughly the sizes of the encampments. Many of them was bigger or big as the modern cities that's there right now. Many were the modern cities. And his people became mighty in what? Not no teepees, not no mounds, in cities. What come with cities? Architecture, science, mathematics, agriculture. Civilization comes with cities. So this proves, again, we was never them running in the woods, naked with a loincloth, shooting bows and arrows and running in the forest in teepees. We not them people. We predate them people. This is why they primitive, because they came at the end of some shit. You dig what I'm talking? They was living in that primitive nature because they came up out of a primitive culture. We in America had cities, and we had cities and agriculture. And it came to pass that the voice remained with their heirs for 4,000 years. We only talking about a time, 3953 BC, 23rd arc cycle. That's the time of Iwata, the same time as Abra, the same time as Brahma, the same time as Poe. Jaja had something for everybody. But for 4,000 years, they kept this voice going. Hey. These were the heirs of Monarch, a much longer name, right? But Monarch, but their names and their cities' names became so long that no man could speak them or write them. For instance, Monarch, right, is short for Monago Amizaza Shufasa Wan Huta Gangare Irankimuts. So imagine over here, they call, let's say we're talking about wheat or corn, right? Let's just say corn in America. These people over here call corn A. These people call it B. They call it C. These people call it D. These people call it F. And these people call it G, right? So when the people who say G need to go and get some corn from the people who say A, it's common that they put the two together. So now it becomes AG, or if A asks B, now the word is AB, right? But if we dealing with each other and we all want to know what we're talking about at the same time, right? Because I may have to deal with whoever can feed my people at the time. So the word corn, right, which was A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, right, is A over here, B over here, C over here, D over here. Now, these people, to say one word corn, right? Now you got to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's how you say corn, right? And remember, Monarch is his name, right? Monago Omiyaza, right? So Omiyaza was probably his father, right? Omiyaza Shufasa, right? Probably his grandfather, right? Wanhuta. Now, we know Gangari, right? Or Gangani Erankimuts, right? Is a whole nother. This is a person. Erankimuts is a dude all by himself who goes on and has a son named Gangani, right? So you see why the language, right, had to be switched up, because to say monag, you had to say monago amiyaza shu fasa wanhuta gangari erankimuts, just to say monag. This is called a compound language. There's only two in the world, or there were. One in India, the other in America. One in Shim, the other in Guatama. Let's keep going. So Geechee simplified the matter. He raised up who? Honga, the son of Ab, which doesn't that mean father? The son of Ab, of the tribe of Oidu, right? Y'all go read that story in the first book of God, man, about the tribes of Oidu. And God spoke to Honga, the first and mightiest of red men, and instructed, thy firstborn son shall have thy name, Honga, and thy son's son shall be called Honga, and thy son's son's son, and so on, forever. For I am wearied with the burden of names thy creator hath spoken. And the tribes of Honga, which had been in the Middle Kingdom, right, Central America, migrated till they came to the Gai. The Gai is the Rocky Mountains. Gai is the word for eagle, right? It's the word for eagle, right? So they came up out of Central America. They came up out of Guatemala, Panama, Belize, Costa Rica, Mexico. They came up out of there and went to where? Remember, they migrate in America. We the only people who migrate north and south. Everybody else goes east or west. Everybody. We the only people who go north and south. Primarily, north and south. All right. Now, in the tribes of Honga, which had been in the Middle Kingdom or Central America, Mesoamerica, migrated till they came to the Gai, right? And Honga went into the, listen to this. This is why I keep telling y'all, man, something to the Rocky Mountains. They're not what we think they are, because look what Honga did. Honga went into the mountains of Gai, or the Rocky Mountains, or the Eagle Mountains. The Rocky Mountains are the Gai Mountains. But Honga went, it didn't say he went on to him, next to him, lived on top of him, lived in the slope in the valley. He said he went into. What if we're looking at this wrong, y'all? What if the mountains are old buildings? Remember, your ancestors lived underground, right? And Honga went into the mountains of Gai, Rocky or Eagle Mountains, sloping to the east, huh? And Geechee spake to Honga, out of thy seed I will raise up a greater tribe than all other tribes. Ooh-wee. And so it came to pass that the voice of the Great Spirit remained with the tribes of Honga, same as they have today. Huh? He went nowhere. And as to their laws, he who heard the voice was the chief or high prophet of the people, and he was called Honga. But the people called themselves Angui, right? And look at this. Cosmon don't be making this stuff up. Angui, the same that hath endured to this day and is called Indian. You think it's just a mistake that the Negro out of somewhere who been taught his whole life that he was a slave, beat, and only come from Africa? You ain't shit. You dig what I'm talking about? Just start out of nowhere. Start talking about the Great Spirit, and the secondly, just start claiming the Indian out of nowhere? Huh? You think that's by mistake? Or are the ancestors calling? And in this way was established the beginning of time counts in America. You can't even count time here if you're not understanding Honga, if you don't know how to break it back, if you don't have the timetables of prophecy. This is how we break it back to that time. Remember, they said over 4,000 years, them people kept that voice. That lead us, right? Shit. 3,400, boom, bam, boom, it was 20, boom, They kept that voice. Whew. All the Ark of Speaker, that's 2,400 years. Add another, lead us down to 1553 BC. You take the 1553 BC, that lead us down to 0. And then the extra 47 years, so to roughly 50 AD from 3953 BC, right? We find that these people kept the voice and then passed it on to Honga. And in this way was established the beginning of time counts in Guatama. For no man knew of generations until the time of Honga the first. And the generations were numbered in this manner. The first chief was Honga the first. It's a time. The next succeeding, second Honga. The next, third Honga. You see how it go? At times. And the land became full of cities. The land became full of teepees. The land became full of huts. No, the land became full of cities. What do cities have in them? Buildings and infrastructure, which means they have governance and high science. And the land became full of cities, right? We still talking about Iwata time. Give me a second, y'all. All right. Had to tap into my, see, I ain't no hater. I had to tap into my Mexican roots and go get some of that Juan Valdez, nigga. This that shit that got walked right across the border. You dig what I'm talking about? On the back of a burro. Shout out to my mestizos. Viva la Mexico. Right? And the land became full of cities from the east to the west and from the north to the south, and the people dwelt in peace. right? Tribe with tribe, the world over. So this is not just in America. In those days, the kings and learned men put their hearts to building canals. Uh-oh. They keep trying to say that, I even heard Dan Calloway say that the Mississippi is the Nile. No, nigga. But I will tell you this. The Mississippi was dredged. The Mississippi was carved out of the land. It is a canal. It is a waterway. It is the great Osceola. It's not the Nile. It's the Osceola. Huh? In those days, the kings and generals and learned men put their hearts to work building canals and finding places and roadways for them. And herein lay the great glory of honor, right? The great glory and honor of man at that time. So to find the level and the guile and, to find a place to build your temples and how to construct them, to make concrete and also smelting of irons and ores. You know what I mean? Which leads back to geology. You got to know what you're looking for and where you're looking for. These canals were carved all over the country, right? Primarily today they run north and south, but there was a time where you could go from the Atlantic to the Pacific and never have to touch land. Let that sink in. And Geechee, perceiving the virtue and wisdom of men, sent his angels to teach man the mystery. Ooh, what? He sent angels to teach man the mystery of canal making. To teach man to compound clay with lime and sand makes concrete to hold water. How much you want to bet if you dredge up the bottom of the Mississippi, you're going to find ancient clay, limestone, and sand on its lowest levels. Huh? To teach man to find the gall, right? Which is like a plumb bob, right? To find the mean, to find the level and the force of water, which way it'll flow, how to angle it. The angels also taught man to make pots and kettles, to burn the clay in suitable shape. Y'all be asking, how did they learn this stuff? Angels taught them. Man, not that smart. This is stuff that, either hadn't been on the planet or hadn't been around for a long time. They relearning. Now, also, even though Iwata is given this premonition circa 3953 BC, it is going back to a time that predates him. A whole arc cycle before the time of Zarathustra, or even before the time of Osir, not the false Osiris of Egypt, but the true Osir, who the false god of Egypt usurped the name from, or already known god, circa 10,000 BC too. The angels also taught man to make pots and kettles, to burn the clay in suitable shape, to find, look, copper ore and silver ore and gold and lead. Look, the greatest copper mines and silver silver ore mines is right here in Michigan, in my state, right in northern. How did they? This is where they was taking that stuff from, and they was getting it out of northern Michigan and taking it on these great canals. This is why the even before they put any locks or step downs or anything, the what they call, the Indians called the Great Sea of Hula Hula Pan. The Great Sea of Hula Hula Pan, right, is what we commonly call today Lake Superior. Lake Superior connects to the Great Osceola, the Great Canal, right? The Great Canal, Osceola, or the Mississippi, right? And even they use the English language to compound it with French, messy, great, sippy, water, right? Mississippi. Right? That's how our language always did. Where am I at? And the angels to find copper ore, silver, and gold and lead for the floors of the oracle chambers, clean and white, shiny, suitable for angels. And he taught man to till the soil and grow wheat and corn, taught the women how to grind it and make bread, taught the hunters how to slay the lion and the tiger and the mastodon and the hogawata. Do y'all know what the hogawata is? The rooting animal of wisdom. Man, I wish I was on my whatchamacallit, because they got these big, what they believe are caves in Brazil, these huge, massive caves that are perfectly carved out of what is today rock, right into the side of mountains, right? Proving that they think man did it. It's actually an animal that did it. A massive, wait till you see how big, to go look this stuff up. It's in Brazil. They are they think that they were giant extinct sloths that made these. No, the animal even bigger made them. Not the mastodon. Not the, excuse me, not the woolly mammoth, but the mastodon. The mastodon is a warm climate animal. It's not, they always try to tell us that the mastodon is like an elephant. It's wrong. And science has proved it, right? Nobody ever brings it out, but go check it out. The mastodon is more akin to a pig. This why the tusk. The mastodon is more akin to the pig and is a rooting animal. It goes in the ground. It makes big old burrows right in the sides of hills, not in rock. So the mountains that these large caves are cut into in Brazil at one time were soft ground. So that should beg to ask the question, how do you turn a mound of dirt into a rock? Heat, pressure. Now look, dig this. I also want you to know this word, hogawata. In Asia, in India, all across the world, the word for mastodon anciently is still today hogawata. In India and in China especially, Asia especially. The word for Mastodon is still today hogawata. How did they know? How did they know? They wasn't over here. So that hints back to the Noah thing, that these are the same people, all the same people from one place who just went to different places. They already had the technology. They already had the language. This is the time when one people was speaking all the same language. They always tell you that, don't they? There was a time where people all spoke one language. What are they speaking? They're speaking the Simuing, the Panic. Right? By this time, too, they would have probably been speaking Phoenician, too, which is a breakdown of it, too. But the hogawata all around the world is the Mastodon, and so is it in the Algonquin tongue. And if it's in the Algonquin tongue as hogawata, how is it hogawata in the Indian tongue, in the Vedic? How is it hogawata in the ancient Asian tongue? If they didn't come from the same source. It was a time where the people spoke the same language. Yeah. The Mastodon, not the woolly mammoth. Many were the kingdoms of that day, and even greater were the canals. Look, the canals, these rivers, right? Crisscrossing the countryside. They built canals from the Sea of Hulapan, didn't I tell you? Or Lake Superior to the plains of Aganqui, Helena, Chachoba, or Texas. So from Lake Superior down to the Gulf of Mexico. Look, Iganqui, almost like Algonquin. Iganqui, Henela, Chachoba, Texas. Right? From Lake Superior, they built a canal from Lake Superior down into Texas, which is the Gulf of Mexico. What canal to this very day runs from Lake Superior down to the Gulf of Mexico? Oh, it's the Mississippi. So we are talking about these canals are major waterways. And look what they say. Many were the kingdoms of that day, and even greater, right, were the canals that these kings of these kingdoms built, because they crisscrossed the country. They built canals from the Sea of Hulapan to the plains of Ekanqui, Hanela, Chachoba. In Ohio or Higao, huh? See, we got the names. We know what we talking about. We know who we talking about. Or Mesangowachula, Indiana, or Tennessee, or the Higula Ofa. I'll get into this another day. Were filled with cities and tributary cities and schools and colleges of great learning. Look, these ain't no niggas in teepees. 6,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, you had Hikau, right? Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee were filled with cities and tributary cities and schools and colleges of great learning. And betwixt these kingdoms and their great capitals were 1,000 canals. Look at that. Like highways. like we got today. Huh? Many of our highways are old canals, rivers, lakes, built right over top of it. As a matter of fact, Route 66 that cuts from North Carolina all the way to California is an old canal. And betwixt these kingdoms and their great capitals were thousands of canals, and all the seas were connected. Are you listening? Not just the Great Lakes, they call them seas too. The Great Lakes were connected to the Atlantic. The Great Lakes were connected to the Pacific. The Great Lakes were connected to the Gulf of Mexico. You could go in all four cardinal directions and get where you needed to be. Just like riding in a car today. And all the seas were connected. And what? Hold on, look. In canoes, the people traveled and carried the productions of the land in every direction. Don't let them people tell you that these are some primitive people. And no, the people who came here to America were primitive. The Mongoloids, the Siberians, whether you believe they came across the Bering Strait or they island hopped from Europe, being Eurasian, they were the cave troglodytish type people, backwood type people, teepee type people. We ain't live no teepee. We had running water, hot running, boiling water in our homes. Toilets, toilet paper, soap. You dig what I'm talking about? We had high society over here. We don't see none of that where they came from. We know how the Mongols was living. Shit, in the 16, 17, 1800s. How they living now? They living just like the people on the reservation. Why? Because they the same people. The Inuit, the Aleut, is the same people as the Mongoloids from Siberia. Same people. I'm not hating. I'm just telling the truth. We are not the Native American. We are Aboriginal. We predate them. While they remember they was doing their thing in China, in Mongolia, and Siberia, and Russia. You know what I mean? They was doing their thing over there. And if you let them tell it by their story, they walked out of Africa. So how did you walk to Africa, right? And then get to America, and now you think you an American? How? You from Asia. Claim it. You dig what I'm talking about? The Negro ain't from nowhere. He always been here. Now, in the high north lay the kingdom of Olegala, right? This is Utah. Right? And what do you call that up there? Where Yellowstone is. Right? Now listen. Now in the high north lay the kingdom of Olegala, the land of the giants. Listen. It was the place of the yellow rocks, huh? And high spouting waters. Come on, this is Yellowstone. Olegala, it was who gave away his kingdom with 20 tributary cities, so 24 tributary cities, and gave it to his queen, Miningana Washaka, with the yellow hair. Oh, excuse me. With the yellow hair, but don't trip. Don't trip. Yellow hair don't mean European. Let it sink in. How many Negroes have you seen with blonde hair? Tons of them. And I ain't talking about no weave. Huh? Got to get past this colorism. Jaja just telling you what she looked like. She had yellow hair, long and hanging down. And the queen built temples. Uh-oh, they still there. Y'all better go check out Yellowstone. 270. She built 270 temples around Yellowstone. Go check it out. They're still there. Many of them are mounds and hills, but they still there. Go check them out. 270. I was able to find about 20. And 2 of them were adjacent. Listen, 2 of them. So you're going to see what I seen. 2 of these temples are adjacent to the spouting waters, where her people went every morning at sunrise, singing praise to Hu Gichi Manito, the creator. The south of Olegala, right, lay the kingdom of Onewaga. A great known name, Onewaga. Around about the Salt Lake in the valley of Mugoba, right? This is Salt Lake, Utah, right? Now we just went south, so we know we in the same spot, right? Right above Utah. What's right above Utah? Yellowstone. You go north out of Salt Lake City, you run smack dab into Yellowstone. Lay the kingdom of Onewaga around about the Salt Lake in the valley of Magoba, which meant Magoba means consecrated place of the voice. Here reigned for 20 generations. How many of y'all know how long 20 generations? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. How many of y'all know how long 20 generations is? If y'all know how long 20 generations is, put it in the chat. Come on. Oh, yeah. This is a booklet. I'm going to copy it off. I got it from Dr. Martinez. The artwork is by Cosmon Art. You dig what I'm talking about? So let's get back to it. Where I'm at. All right. So Mogoba means consecrated place of the voice. Here reigned for 20 generations. Give me that 20 generations. All right. Put it in the chat for your boy Cosmonian. See if we learning around here. You dig what I'm talking about? How long is a generation? And times that by 20. And you'll get your put it in the chat, y'all. I'm throwing the alley-oop. Somebody dunk it. Goat. It's the goat. Intuitive goat. That's right, sis. 660 years. Right? Here reigned for 20 generations or 660 years. The wise and holy kings called Winno Gusha Gusha, full of manliness and strong limbed. Huh? People could hear the voice of the creator. Look, they never needed a savior. For 20 generations, 660 years. They went directly to Creator. No middleman. I just want y'all to notice that. No Jeebus needed. No Buddha, no Brahma needed. No saviors, no gods, no lords. And notice that these people are only praising the Creator. That's right. 660. Through the alley-oop. You did what I'm talking about. Goat caught it off the backboard. You did what I'm talking about. 360 that thing. You hear me? So for 660 years, they didn't need no Jeebles. We know Gusha Gusha. And on the eastward of the lake, right? On the east side of the lake, Salt Lake City, right? The ground of games and tournaments, where came tens of thousands every autumn. When do autumn start, y'all? September, October, November. So it's cool. And what are they doing? They go into these grounds for games and tournaments. What is that name of that place? Here came tens of thousands every autumn to exhibit their strength. Look at what they're doing. If you don't think these people is big, giants, and super athletic, look what they're doing. Exhibiting their strength, carrying horses. And these niggas is lifting up oxes and running and leaping with them and running races with trained deer and igama, the ancient Algonquin word, for deer. So men fast as deers. Have y'all? I've been hunting before. You know what I mean? I ain't proud of it that I was out there killing stuff, but I ain't know no better. You know what I mean? Jaja don't hold it against me. I don't hold it against myself. So, but these boys is lifting up horses. Have y'all ever seen an ox? Think like 2 cows put together. This thing is massive. Got big old horns and it stank. And I seen oxes before. They big. They is nothing to play with. And probably weigh a ton. Easy 1,500 pounds, I know. You know what I mean? And they running and jumping with the mugs. Come on, man. Out racing deers. Who gonna do that? You know who. And look, and to the strongest and swiftest, the king gave prizes of handsome damsels with straight limbs and shapely necks, proud, who loved to be awarded handsome, mighty husbands. Let's get off into it some more. But then Atura, aka Ahura, right? The same false Ahura Mazda, right? So this is how we know we pre-23rd arc cycle. So we're still 22nd arc cycle, right? But then Aturo, god of evil, looked over the broad earth and he saw the land of Guatama and the mighty races of the ahwans, and his mouth watered like a lion when a lamb standeth before him. Aturo called his legions, devils from the regions of hell. Come, I have found a rich feeding place. Behold, I will make my kingdoms wider, spread out the walls of hell, and gather in this great harvest of innocent souls. And Atura, wise in wickedness, said, go ye to the temples and oracles and obsess them. Assume ye to be Geechee. Look at that. He assuming to be the creator and answer them with lies. Look at that. This is what's going on. This is why Luamong, even though he's a false god, did the creator a great work by destroying these temples, because people are always inspired. And if you go into the angels, this is why creator also says, do not believe the words of men, angels, or gods, because they lie. You must judge them. It's the message, not just that they talk. It's the message that you must test. Assume to be the creator, the great spirit, and answer them with lies. Yea, with a false tongue and a coming that came they before the prophets, stealing their eyes away, stealing their ears away. Thus did Atura obsess the nations and tribes of men to worship him, infatuating them with their stories of far-off countries and glory of kings and queens. And he set on foot a war of plunder, brought 10,000 times 10,000 evil spirits to lay and abet mortals in war. And Atura, the god of evil, taught mortals to flatten the head, to make prophets. Look, this is where the flatheads come from in America. Atura, right? The false Situsk, the false Ahura Mazda, right? Taught mortals to flatten the head so they can make profits. But what it does is you pushing the cognitive or thinking parts of your frontal lobe closer to the light receiving part at the top of your head, also called your crown chakra, right? So if you push the information areas by flattening the skull towards the light areas, they were forcing suis or prophecy or clairvoyance. But what it does as a result of this head flattening, right, is make the infant what we would call today autistic, right? This type of people is spoken about in Islamic myth as spirits, when they are in fact men, right, who talk to spirits, right? And they are called the jinn. For instance, when you go to South Egypt, down by Merowe, Kerma, all that stuff, down in the Nubia, you find more pyramids in Nubia than you actually find in Egypt. There are actually more pyramids in America than there is anywhere else in the world. But you find more pyramids in America, in southern Nubia, than you do in Egypt proper. And outside of these smaller pyramids are even smaller single-doored pyramids. They used to be shut, closed, and a jinn, a person with this flattened head who could speak to the spirits, would sit in there with an initiate, and the spirit would teach the man directly. This is what was going on, and this is why they call the pyramids a mystery school, because they really were being taught. And he set afoot a war of plunder, brought 10,000 times 10,000 spirits to aid and abet mortals in war. And Atura, the god of evil, taught mortals to flatten the head and make profits. And lo and behold, the land of Guatama, America, became a land of seers and prophets and conjurers, but seeking evil for the sake of evil. And, oh, hold on a second. And consulting the spirits of the dead for nothing but war and plunder, and for earthly glory and blood and death. And Atura instructed his evil host, when madness cometh upon the people, look how he's setting them up. When madness come upon the people, he already know what he doing. Follow ye them to their sleeping couches, to their beds, to their houses, and whisper in their souls that their neighbors are their deadly enemies. Oh, ain't this the same thing Jesus said he was going to do when he came back? He was going to incite a man's greatest enemy would be in his home. He was going to incite the father against the son-in-law and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. When did he do it though? Look, when they were sleeping. So this right here lets you know dreams are not a thing of your mind. Dreams come from outside of yourself, right? And are spoken to your soul and showed like a movie. Ask yourself, if you don't believe that this is true, Cosmon, you lying. Well, then how do you see your dreams when your eyes are closed? Yeah, you got spiritual eyes, spiritual ears that you just not tuned in yet. You ain't vibing high enough to hit that megahertz, huh? You got to tune in to the right frequency. But this shows you that angels speak to you in your sleep and give you those dreams and those testimonies and the things that you're showing. They're from out. You ever wondered why or how you can go to sleep you go to sleep, have a dream? You wake up the dream terrible. You wake up out of the dream sweating, and you go back to sleep. You go right back into the dream. Anybody ever seen that happen? Anybody ever had that happen to them? If you ever had that happen to you, hit me with a 2 in the chat. All right? Hit me with a 2 in the chat. If you ever woke up from a dream and once you settled down, you went right back to sleep, you went right back into the dream, hit me with a 2 in the chat. He say, look what the false God say. Incite them to war. Don't it sound just like the biblical God when he told them to number Israel? Incite them to war. And when they're dead, and when they're dead, lie like ashes over all the land, gather ye their distracted spirits. How does he know? Why didn't your biblical God tell you, right? Why didn't Allah tell you the conditions of the spirits of the people who are slain in war? Why? Because it's a setup. He don't give a damn. He want to kill you so we can do what? And when their bodies and when they're dead lie like ashes over all the land, gather in ye the distracted spirits, because the spirit is still distracted, fighting left and right on the battlefield, not even knowing they're dead. He said, gather them in to fill my mighty kingdom with Geechee's harvest. He doing this to spite creator on purpose. This is deep. This is the same thing that's happening with the biblical God. This is why he wants your praise. This is why he's willing to lead you into war. Why? Because you don't know what happens to the spirits of the dead who are slain in war. But the greater question is, your God knows. Why doesn't he tell you? I bet you if he told you that you was going to get what we commonly call PTSD, but it's actually spirit interaction in it scares the man. It weakens the soul. You dig what I'm talking about? Because he is not only able to attack you in this life because you killed him, he can get you in the next life too. Why didn't your creator tell you that? Why didn't your God tell you that? Right? Because your God false. And if your God false, that means everything he say is not beholden to you. So that means the lake of fire, not there. Jerusalem jumping, falling out the sky, not coming. Christ on a horse, a nigga on a nag coming back out the sky, not happening. He just wants you scared. So your dead lie like ashes over all Guatama. So he can fill his mighty kingdoms up with the sons and daughters of Jehovah, me and you, and Atura declaimed, whosoever bringeth in the greatest number of subjects, whoever killed the most niggas and bring in the most distracted spirits, him I will exalt to be a Lord or God. Look, they just handing out titles. Did your God get one of these titles? Are you sure? Can you prove he didn't? You can't. Cosmon can. And he shall have a sub-kingdom in my heavenly regions with thousands of servants to do his bidding. Holy, 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 holy. You're going to be on your knees building brick roads, screaming, holy, holy, holy all day. Because that's the trick of the false gods. That is the God spell. He gets you to praise him. He fucks you over. You die, or you die normally, and because what you were bound to here, you must be bound to there. You gotta reap what you sow. But he's filling the kingdoms with people. Look at that. And the evil spirits fell to work, and lo and behold, the fair land of Guatama was overspread with human blood, and it was kingdom against kingdom, city against city, and man against man. And the holy temples were pulled down or burnt, the canals broken and wasted, the cities on fire, and the fields desolate. Into the forest, into the forest fled the women and children, hungry, weeping, starving, and the tribes of men were broken up, and the nations went down. Then looked down from the highest heaven, the Creator, the Great Spirit. He saw the work of desolation of Atura at his bloody work, and the Great Spirit cried out with a loud voice, so that the earth and heaven shook with the power of his voice, sifted all things as a woman sifteth meal. And he found one grain of corn. He found one man, not ground by the gods of evil. Your forefathers, copper-colored man of America, he found one. He found one. Remember, Abram asked me if I find one person in the city with your spirit. He said, if I find 10, he said, no. But look at Jaja. He said, I sifted the whole country like a woman sift meal. And I found one grain of corn not ground by the god of evil. Who he find? He found Papa and them. He found Honga. And the tribes so fast sworn to the Great Spirit. See? was always somebody holding on. Even when the world was against them. That one grain of corn is now today the creator gang. I want this to sink in. That one grain of corn in these dark times. That's you. The tribe so fast sworn, Honga. The tribe so fast sworn to the great spirit that the evil gods and evil spirit worlds rolled off and took no hold of them. Jaja told you to get out of ooze. Why? Because he gonna destroy ooze. But guess who ain't gonna get destroyed? The faithists. The faithists. That's who ain't gonna get destroyed. Do y'all know Escra was directed? How you gonna sell Honga, the story? How you gonna sell Honga, the story of a savior born of woman? He ain't going for it, and we ain't going for it either. Just like the ancestors. We hold on to Creator when it's dark and when everything else is going on and around us, people dying and everything. Look, they held fast to the Great Spirit. And the evil spirit's words rolled off and took no hold on them. Why? Because they tested the spirit. Remember, these is faithists. They tested the spirit. So they knew what was coming from there. Oh, kill man. Oh, okay. All right. Well, show me you God then. Because I was told from the beginning, don't kill nothing. Sound familiar? This before Abram. The Great Spirit saw the tribes of Honga, and he called out loud and long, Honga, Honga, Honga. And the Creator would not be put off with silence. He called again, Honga, Honga, Honga. But he heard only his own voice resounding far, knew his mighty power. Again he called, Honga, Honga, Honga. And in his first call, Atura, right? Ahura, see tusk, the false. And his evil host ran away. In his second call, it was like springtime after a heavy winter. And in his third call, it was like a budding summer. Look at that. Jaja, run him away. He said, I trim them up. I sift gods and lords. They like nothing in my hands. I make them. And there came up a sprout of the seed of Honga, an ahwans. Come on. Taller than any other man, with a bright shining face of copper, shining as if all the destroyed temples glistened in his broad head. And he said, and he spake, saying, Oh, hear, O Great Spirit, here I am. And the Great Spirit said, Who art thou, my son? Which shows you right here that they're using the Great Spirit, but it's actually God speaking. You know what I mean? With the Geechee Manito, you did what I'm talking about. Creator don't speak in words, he speak to the soul. Right? So he asked who he was. So if he asks who he is, that means he don't know something. So we know that we're talking about God and not the creator, the guy who works for the Great Spirit, Manito, the son of the Great Spirit, Manito. Right? Who art thou, my son? And he answered, I am the son of the creator. Look at your forefather. Huh? He asked him who he was. He ain't telling no name. He told him the highest. He said, I'm the nigga. I'm the son of the creator. That's what you want to be. Then asked the Great Spirit, of what tribe? And he answered, my flesh is nothing. Look at your forefather. He said, my flesh is nothing. My genealogy is of the spirit of the Ayin, my mother. And of the ahwans, my father. Then the creator said, for which reason I named thee Iwata, spirit and flesh evenly balanced. The best of men. Come thou with me, walk with me. So we see that this is God, a spirit, not the Great Spirit, the creator, right? He ain't walking nowhere. Creator don't go anywhere. He just is. God has to come down from his throne. He walks around. He asks man questions because even he don't know everything. Let that sink in. Then the creator said, for which reason I named the Iwata, spirit and flesh evenly balanced. Best of men, come thou with me, walk with me. Thou shalt reinstate the tribes of men, deliver them out of darkness and make them worshipful. And you shall teach them whatsoever is one with me. The law of one. What? And you shall teach them whosoever or whatsoever is one with me hath no hard labor. Behold, the flowers of the field, I color them. Behold, the ant and the honeybee, I lead them. The bird I teach how to build. Man alone is stubborn, setting up ways of his own. Oh, that he could learn to be one with me, to move and labor with me. Then spake Iwata, saying, holy Egoquim. Did you know? That's where your word Algonquin comes from. It's the name of the creator. Algonquin is just the anglicized version of Egoquim. I will go and teach man. Give him thy words. Make him understand. Egoquim said, for that labor called I thee forth, made thee tall and handsome, with strong limbs and broad shoulders. Come then, my son, I will go with thee. A secret name, look, Egoquim. A secret name of the creator, given the ahwans, the Indians of America, and later anglicized as Algonquin. Y'all just think I be making this stuff up, don't y'all? Into the lands, amongst all the scattered tribes, thy voice shall be my voice. So near thee will I stand. When thou openest thy mouth to speak, fear not. I will give thee words. Thou shalt not err. Come on, man. Don't that sound like creator to you? This don't sound like smite Amalek. This is going to help my people, man. I brought you here for this. Now go. And if you do for my people, you can't fail. If you do it for Jaja, you can't fail. This is why I'm telling my Aboriginal brothers, I got to get Big Ab on. I need to get Hawk School on. I need to get Anu L, A1. You dig what I'm talking about? Supreme Chief, Cuddy. Yeah, I need to get these boys on here, man. Come on, talk to me. You dig what I'm talking about? They got the ear of the streets. But you're not talking the right thing. You getting them right. You getting them ready. But you ain't got the thing that's going to make them one. The reason we can't get together is we don't have the right focus. The right focus must be creator, right? Because why? Because he says, I will give thee words, and thou shalt not err. Then rose up Iwata, saying, I am thy servant, lead thou me, for I am going in thy name, even to the end of the world. When thus spake Iwata, the son of the great spirit, a light came over him, dazzling, brilliant, lighting the way, showing him the way. And so great was the spirit on Iwata that when he came to the river, he rose up like an angel. Listen. This is all possible. This is not far-fetched. It's not the man. It's the spirit. But when the man is pure and geared towards it, oh Lord, there is nothing that's impossible. Jah is sufficient for all his creation. He never went to sleep. He never went away. He never stopped creating. He never stopped caring. And so great was the spirit of Iwata that when he came to the river, he rose up like an angel and sailed over and landed safely on the other side. This reminds me of the stories of the pharaohs. Every morning, the pharaoh's Balams used to literally float him across the Nile from one side to the other. Every morning. Pharaoh. Yep. Huh. So if Pharaoh can do it, you don't think the son of the creator can? Come on. Neither knew he whether he was going. He didn't know where he was going. Knew not the places of the scattered, destroyed peoples. Who? The Egoquim. The Algonquin. Huh? But the angels of Egoquim went before him into the forests and valleys, calling to the souls of the suffering, starving, dying, saying to them in their despair, Egoquim, the mighty is coming. His son, behold him. Come forth from thy hiding. Come forth, O my beloved. And the women heard. Who heard? Y'all, it's a reason that many of the faithists today, the ones who catch on first, are the women. They're receptive, right? Like the earth, right? They take in. So it should be no surprise that just like today, the women are catching on faster than the men are by leaps and bounds. Our sisters, many of our sisters take y'all into a debate and whoop you so bad with the knowledge they got. Don't y'all know that the highest ranked angel to ever touch this planet was a female? Millions of years old. Y'all better read up on TC. Don't that sound like a sister to you? You know a white girl named TC? I don't. and the women heard, and the little children with sore, bleeding feet. Huh? The babies always get it. The proud, brave men gave ear. They said, come on. What they say? Now look at that flat head. Uh-oh. Look at the 4 flat heads. Huh? Why do we fight? Why do we destroy? It was a wicked God. He called himself the Savior. But he brought a sword, a wicked monster, Ituro. Then came Iwata, came first to the kingdom of Tukshin, to the kingdom of Tukshin, and to his queen, Shegu, in the land of Anagu Omahaha. Listen, Anago Omaha. This is Omaha. The flatheads, right? These are the flatheads. Notice Iwata didn't have a flat head. Anago Omaha. Omaha actually means house, home of the people or land of the people. Omaha. He told them all the words of the great spirit ergo quim. Then spake Tukshin, saying, to me the great spirit hath spoken, told me all the words thou hast. I know all thou hast said is true. Then spake Shigu, saying, to me spake Gichi, the great spirit. True are all thy words, O Iwata. By thee will all the scattered tribes be gathered together. Many tribes will, let me see, what is it? Hold on, let me see. Many tribes will there be of the red man. Egoquim will be their center, the mighty spirit. It's coming again. It's coming again, y'all. Remember, we still feeling the effects of the false gods right now. Ain't you feeling the effects of Christianity? Islam? These is other false gods. Then spake Iwata, saying to his good host and hostess, your place shall be the center. From your place, Omaha. From your place, I will shoot out round about, always returning, bringing in followers. Whilst thus they talked, a light came above them. Look, said Tukshin, it is the hand of Egoquim. Look, said Shigu, it is the voice of Gichi. Then spake Iwata, seeing more clearly, raised up expressly. It is a ship of fire coming down from heaven. I hear the voice of the angel of Egoquim. Who? The angel of the creator, who is God. Right? Then Iwata went and stood betwixt Tukshin and Shigu. Remember, they're flatheads, holding their hands, so the voice of Egoquim could speak plainly, so he could hear. Then spake Egoquim, speaking out of the ship of fire, right? So we know this is God speaking, or a Lord. But it is a God. It is the God Os. I don't want to say like that could possibly be the Lord or something like that when it's not. We know actually which God is speaking to Iwata. His name is Os. O-S. Yea, my beloved, I am with you. Behold, my worlds are wide and many. When my back is turned, evil gods come to steal my children. Tell them lies to win them. Tell them they are my sons come to save them. Hard is the fate of those that worship one God only, but they are mine. I look around the world. Look at y'all. Look. I look around the world at times and set the evil gods flying. Be of strong heart, O my beloved, O Dawood. Huh? Many races will come and go on these lands, but the red men shall possess it, inhabit it far and near. Then shall come another evil god to flay. Who? Who? Then shall come another evil god, Christ. Huh? To flay and destroy my sons and to cover the lands over with pure blood. This is colonization. 1492, Dum Diversis. This is the doctrine of discovery pumped by an evil god, Luamang, aka Christ. It was under their ideal of the Christian church to enslave man. Cover the land over with pure blood. Whose pure blood? Your pure blood, Negro. Your pure blood, Indian. Your pure blood, Angui, Ahwan. Be of strong heart, O my beloved. Look, many races, many will come and go on these lands, but the copper-colored man, the red man, shall possess it and inhabit it far and near. This is a prophecy. Then shall come another evil god to flay and destroy my sons and daughters, to cover all the lands over with pure blood. Then will I come again, 1848, and rout the evil god and raise up my sons and daughters full of glory. You want me to show you how to prove that the evil god was raised up? How many of y'all went to church every Sunday? You know they did in 1850 then, 1848. Y'all can't pay y'all children and grandchildren. I don't care if you get them money. They ain't going to church. Why? Because Jehovah has come and rout the evil gods. Christ, Allah, Buddha, Brahma, they've all been to hell already. Oh yeah, let it sink in. And I'm raising up, he said, I'll raise up my sons and daughters full of glory. Oh, it's coming. And look, Israel, look. You always want to know why we say who he is? Mind you, right? This is a 6,000-year-old prophecy. Let it sink in. From far over the water will I bring their kindred. Who? Not the Jews. I know she won't like to put that in there, but it's actually the Israelites, because a Jew and an Israelite is two different things. They're just two different things. They're two different people did two different things, right? But I will bring their kindred, the Israelites, who look where they're coming from, far over the waters, over the Atlantic. I will bring their kindred, the same genetic stock of the Israelite, of the indigenous American, same stock as the praisers of the Great Spirit who come from Africa, who are called Israel. That's what Israel means, a praiser of the Great Spirit. Jews are the people who need a book to teach them how to live. They praise gods and lords. We never praised the God and Lord, and neither did these people from far over the water. These people came with Moshe. 3,500 years ago, they start coming. 1549. From far over the water, I will bring their kindred, the Israelites, the faithists, who worship none born of woman. So they can't be Jews. Jews worship Jebus, or Moses, or a man, right? Who worship none born of woman, a wise speaking people, a people who do not war, who do not kill off weaker nations. We know exactly who would he coming to. And look at this. I will come in the Mohawk, the Tononachi, and the Mohegan, the Hochicas. My hand will, it's other tribes too. And my hand will reach around the earth in that day. What day? 1848. And I will chase away all the gods and saviors born of man and woman. Only the Great Spirit shall all men worship. Now dig this. Y'all want to hear something crazy? In 1847, did you know the Vicar of Christ, aka the Pope, kicked Jesus out of Rome? Look it up. 1847. All you got to do is tap in Google. Did the Pope ban Jesus from the Vatican or from Rome? This is why the praise of Mary takes a higher role, because the Vicar of Christ, or the Pope, right, has usurped the middleman role supposed to be played by Jesus. And now he is the middleman between you and your God. Y'all see the tricks? Go forth, my son, build wide my foundation in this land. Will I found in my earthly kingdom. Then upward rose the ship of heaven, and Iwata buckled on his traveling slippers, bade goodbye to Tukshin, filled his pockets with the bread of Shigu, kissed her hand goodbye, and started. For many years traveled Iwata over all the regions of Guatama, teaching, gathering together, swearing to people ever after to be firm to the Great Spirit. Made them swear solemn oaths, and we still praise the Great Spirit today. Made them swear solemn oaths that nevermore would they listen to any God save the Creator. See, remember, they always knew God and the Creator was different. Made them swear they would never be caught by another cunning savior like Atura, whose people delight in war. Into villages gathered Iwata, the frightened tribes, and taught them writing and engraving, taught them the secret name of the Great Spirit, Egoquim, and explained to them the moon and how to keep the seventh day for worship. Come on. Owaspi say, ain't none of this stuff we teaching you new, holy. Same stuff was taught to Zarathustra, Abram, Iwata, Chinese, Moshe, Yeshua. All Yeshua was bringing back what Iwata brought. Because what Iwata brought, if you notice, is the same thing Abram brought. The Creator saw the great work of Iwata, saw the people gathered together in tens of thousands of places, and then spake the Creator to Iwata, saying, listen, this is key. 40 mighty nations. 40 mighty nations, when you put them together, they make a what? An empire. 40 mighty nations shalt thou find. shalt thou found, O my son, and every nation shall be an independent nation, but all the nations shall be united into a brotherhood of nations as one mighty people, and that one shall be called Opa Ego Quim, signifying one or unity. Don't they call this the United States? For when I come in Cosmon, my people shall have many states like unto thine, and their combination shall be called what? Union. United States signifying one. Build thou a model for them, O Iwata. Oh, we. What's that model called? It's called a republic. This is where they got their constitution from. Build thou a model for them, O Iwata. For though when they come, they shall overthrow thy people in the earth. Come on. We know what happened here. Peonage, slavery, oppression, systemic racism. Right? For though when they come, they shall overthrow thy people on the earth. The angels of thy holy ones, the ancient Algonquin, shall come and purge them of their savior. Peace to the created gang, man. No saviors, no messiahs, no anointed over here. No gods, no Lord, no hitting your knees, have your knees knocking like a brand newborn baby deer. You dig what I'm talking about? No. We stand up like men and women and go out and do work. He said, I shall come and purge them of their savior. Who? Jeebus. Yeah, we all praised Jeebus, didn't we? Jeebus. Then Iwata made the nations, look, united them into one mighty people and called them the nations of Opa Ego Quim. And they planted the country over with corn fields and dwelt in peace. And that's not only in North America, but science has found. Well, listen, first of all, I told you there was a great destruction just a little over 600 years ago. We find that not only are there massive, thousands of cities in what we know today as the Amazon, right? But we find that under the jungle canopy we have today, right, is a grassland type, right? But under that, just 300, 400, 500 years ago, all of it was planted land. All of it. All of it. So just think about, there's roughly 7 million square miles of, or 5 to 7 million square miles of Amazon, right, in South America. Not only was America and Mesoamerica covered over with corn, but so was South America. Think about it. The whole Amazon was planted. Let's check the Algonquin laws. Let's get into this real quick. Let me see if I can back out a little bit. The Algonquin laws, the laws of Egoquim. The great person, the all person, the ever present, even Egoquim, creator and ruler over all in heaven and earth. Him shalt thou have, and no other God, no Lord, no idol, nor man, nor angel, to worship forever. Him shalt thou love above all things. Hold on one second. What does it say? Him shalt thou love above all things in heaven above, or on the earth, or in the waters of the earth. Let me see. And thou shalt teach him, the Creator, to thy children, and command them to teach him to their children, and so on forever. And thou shalt swear against all other gods and lords and idols to serve them not forever. And the same to thy children and to their children after them. And this was the first Egoquim law. And thou shalt deal unto all men, women, and children as justly and as kindly as to thine own mother. Hold on, because they keep saying Owaspy is evil. Oh, it's a devil book. It was written by a white man. A white man? These scary Negroes. He's the same type of people. Boy, you bet not get pulled over with them. Man, Cosmo got a gun. He gets straight out the car. The gun ain't mine. Come out them bushes, Cosmo, and they caught us. Calvin Peoples, stay at 155 956 Cherrybird Street. Come out them bushes. They caught us. They scared of the white folks. Huh? Let me see. And look, when y'all find something evil, when you find something demonic, stop it. Stop, hit record on your screen, take a screenshot, pull it up, hit me up, right? Because this is what is being taught in America. The same time Abram is teaching this to the people who would become Israel. They're not even Israelites yet. They are still the tribes of Zerl and Iz, or twist it around for those who can't catch it. It's the tribes of Iz and Zerl. Israel. The Israelite. The ite is a suffix. ITE is a suffix for the Persian people. Right? The Israelite, the Ammonite, the Moabite, all Shemitic people. The ITE proves it. But look what he teaches. And thou shalt deal unto all men. Some men, just the black man. No, all men and women and children, as justly and as kindly as to thine own mother. You better treat them like you treat your mama, out of whose breast thou wert fed when thou wert helpless and of no strength. Teaching this to thy children and to thy children after them forever. And this was the second law of Egoquim. Huh? Move it over. And to the sick and helpless. I'm just saying, when you find something evil, point it out. And to the sick and helpless, to the stranger and to the man that cometh afar, to the widow who is destitute, to the child that hath no father, thou shalt be both father and mother to them. And take them into thy house and feed them, and give them skins and cloth to wear. And if they be lost, thou shalt go with them and show them the way. Don't just point the way. Go show them the way. Look at Jah. Commanding these things unto thy children and to their children after them forever. And this was the third law of Egoquim, of the Creator. And thou shalt not tell lies, nor speak falsely against any man, nor woman, nor child, nor break thy word of promise, even though death come upon thee to induce thee otherwise. Huh? What was the brother in the Bible who they said, hey, just go and eat this meat. We know you, we know you in this scene. We know you're Nazarene, but look, they trying to kill you, bro. Just go on here, eat this meat, and you good. And what is his name? I want to say it start with an L. He was like, nigga, I'm damn near 90. What would I look like bowing down to y'all and y'all gods? I would set a bad example for those coming behind me, nigga. I'm ready to die now. He climbed himself up on the rack. They didn't put him on the rack. He got up there willingly. What is this brother's name, man? Israelite brother. I want to say it start with an L. It's not Lazarus. It's come on, y'all. Y'all know the story in the Bible. The brother got this is during the Maccabees time. This is when they got they was fighting in temples and all that stuff. Sheesh. And he was the head priest over him, and they was trying to get him to eat eat some meat to save his life. And man was like, nigga, go and kill me. I got better places to go. And see, and you dig what I'm talking about, to be down here with you stinking ass niggas. And that's the release of fear that understanding the creator and following his ways give you, man. We ain't scared of death at all. It's a pleasure, because I know I know where I'm going. Do you? I know where I'm going. And thou shalt not tell lies nor speak falsely. It's the same stuff you telling Abram. Same stuff came to Moses. Falsely against any man, nor woman, nor child, nor break thy word of promise, even though death come upon thee, to induce thee otherwise. Unchangeable, be unchangeable, as the setting and rising sun shall be the word of thy mouth. Come on. Thumb up the video. If y'all getting something out of this, man, hit me with a 3 in the chat. If y'all getting something up out of it, hit me with a 3 in the chat, man. Same stuff he telling Abram. Same stuff he telling Moses. Same stuff Yeshua bringing back. How all the way in America do we got this Indian saying the same thing? Because Jehovah is the creator of all men. Huh? Didn't he say he's no respecter of title? Or then he ain't no respecter of nationality either? Huh? And then once you understand that all the prophets come out of one line. So the same thing Abram is the same thing Brahma is the same thing Poe is the same thing Iwata is the same thing Moses is the same thing as Yeshua is the same thing as Zarathustra is the same thing as you. Remember, you can't tell what a thing is by what color it is. You can't tell that the European was a heavily melanated man with nigger hair just a little over 6,000 years. 6,000 years. At this time, the European was melanated. Let that sink in. So you can't tell what a thing is by what it looked like. Don't ever judge a book by its cover. Always read it. Don't ever judge a man by his color. Always read him. What do you read? You read his character and you read his deeds. Huh? He can tell you anything. And thou shalt command this to thy children and their children after them forever. And this is the 4th law of Egoquim. And thou shalt not take and possess that which is another's, nor suffer thy children to do so, nor their children after them. That kills the whole idea that Creator would send you into the land of Canaan to kill people and take Canaan, which is the fifth law of ego quim. And thou shalt respect the times of woman. Listen to this. Listen to your Creator. He talking about during her cycle. Also, while she pregnant. Watch this. Thou shalt respect the times of woman, and when she is bearing or having a child unto you, thou shalt not lie with her, nor give her heavy labor, nor angry words, nor fret her. Don't make her worry, but be obedient to her, doing whatsoever she asketh thee to do, for it is her time, and she is thy queen. Look at this. Come on, man. You ain't got no God talking like this. And he said, teach this to thy young men, and to thy young women, and to their heirs that come after them forever. For their young are begotten of me, and I will have them shapely and strong and brave. Come on, man. This is the sixth law of ego quim. Thou shalt labor 6 days, but on the seventh day it is the moon's day. And thou shalt not labor, nor hunt, nor fish, but go to the altar of thy Creator and dance and sing before me. Look, it's a difference. No chopping off goat heads, no Masonic rites and orders. You dig what I'm talking about? No sacrificing of children. No Jephthah around here. Our God ain't asking us to kill our child. He say, don't do nothing. Eat and sing and dance. And then he say, sit in silence to hear my words, which I speak into the souls of men, and women and children, teaching this to thy children and to thy children that come after them forever. This was the seventh law of ego quim. Thou shalt restore the rites and ceremonies of Chopin, and the Anubia Pan. On the part I swear thee, which thou shalt not restore. On the part I swear thee, which thou shalt not restore, which is, thou shalt not flatten the head to make a seer, to make a clairvoyant, a medium. Don't flatten the head to try to make a Honga. To drive, because look what happens. You drive the judgment parts of the brain away, or you push the judgment parts of the brain, your thinking parts, your frontal lobe, right? Away or towards the prophetic region or the crown chakra, the top of your head. I see y'all in there, man. Thank everybody for coming in, man. This ain't gonna be too long, man. Just hope y'all got a little something up out of it. I see them threes in the chat, man. Peace to the creative gang, man. Jaja good. Thou shalt not flatten the head to make a seer, a hunger to drive the judgment of the brain away to the prophetic regions, teaching these to thy children and to thy children after them forever, which is the eighth law of ego quim. And that's the last of the book right there. They're going to talk about little pamphlet of Hiawatha. You dig what I'm talking about? Pamphlet of Hiawatha. Yeah. Just wanted to show that. Blowing on that good right there in the peace pipe. Look, that's a nigga. He got dreads. Blowing on some good. Blowing on that zaza jaja. You dig what I'm talking about? Call that prayer during the meditation times. So tell them niggas shut the fuck up. Or I'ma tell them, shut your whole ass mouth. Huh? When I'm over here doing what I'm doing, if I light me a joint, boy, you either gonna listen or you ain't. I don't care either way. I already got the knowledge. Huh? But understand, the super 7, huh? 7 is the God number. 7 gets you higher into the ethers. Huh? Put you on a different level of vibratory rate. I'm not saying it's for everybody. It's for me though. If you don't like it, so what you gonna do? Cry? Gonna tell God? Huh? Cause he sure gave me a skill. Boy, that thumb green in the mug. Look at that. Look at that. Look like John Deere tractor. That mug green. Look like Osiris skin, green. All I need is a spandex bodysuit, a throne, and a nigga with a head of an ibis. And I'm good. You dig what I'm talking about? Greed thug. You dig? So don't be worried about what we doing. We all got things we leaning on, trying to better ourselves. You dig what I'm saying? How many of y'all still out here tricking? Oops. How many of y'all bad husbands or terrible wives? Oops. How many of y'all are not in association? Ooh. How many of y'all don't even know God ain't the creator? Ooh. How many don't even know what the creator is? Or even if there is a creator. Let me give you this little nugget. To understand or come to the realization that one, there is a creator to all this creation is the beginning of all knowledge. So if you don't know, I'm not telling you believe in the creator. If you don't know that it's a nigga that makes sons, you have no knowledge, no judgment, no wisdom. To understand that there is a creator is the very first step to gaining knowledge. The great prophet of America, huh? Your forefather, Iwata, huh? What'd he say? Great man of spirit and flesh, evenly balanced. Iwata. Whew. I got into the y'all go check out my old videos, Aboriginal American videos. I got about 3-4 of them up there, 4 or 5 of them maybe. But I go into the story of Hiawatha. You'll see the story of Hiawatha. Iwata is in the story of Hiawatha. Hiawatha and Iwata are 2 different people from actually 2 different times. This guy, Iwata, circa 4000 BC, 3953 BC. Hiawatha is a nigga from the Common Era, 1800s. 2 different people. The story was passed down because Iwata, the great peacemaker, went to the Iroquois and created the Iroquois Confederation. You got to remember, the Iroquois were equivalent to what we would call today, in those ancient times, a couple hundred years ago. They were equivalent to the Romans in Europe. The same way the Romans moved in Europe, warlike, fighting in the phalanx, short swords, boards, in the tortoise shell type. You dig what I'm talking about? 300 type fighting phalanx. So did the Iroquois. They are literally the Romans of America. By not that they're necessarily the same people, but they are characteristically the same. Or like, you know, the Iroquois were basically the Spartans of America. You dig what I'm talking about? This is Guatama. You dig what I'm saying? So, and if you want to learn more about, because the Iroquois did, man, they did a number on my people. Shout out to the Sioux, man. Shout out to the Hurons. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the Hurons. Boy, they damn near wiped them out. And the rest of them moved west. I mean, they cleared all the southern part of Canada out. They cleared all of Michigan out, all of Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and even Minnesota. They chased them niggas all the way into the Dakotas. Oh, you lying, Cosmo. That ain't happening, man. The Iroquois ain't kill no goddamn body, Cosmonian. Well, y'all better go look up the Beaver Wars. Cause they was dealing with the French, true. But they start warring on the Huron in like 1620s. But in 1648, 49, the Iroquois start getting guns from the Dutch, not the French. French wouldn't sell them guns. You know what I mean? For them pelts and all that. The whole beaver pelt shit, the Beaver War, that's a made up lie. Man, they was running through the Hurons. Hurons wasn't no punks. There's a Siouan people. They speak Algonquin, but they was mixed. They half nigga, half Mongoloid. That's a Sioux. They can speak any language. They can speak the Iroquoian-based language, or they can speak the Algonquin-based language. Just depends on where you raised up with. Because they was both. You can still tell that in many of the Iroquoian people today. Many of them are clearly Negroidal. Clearly. You got those who mixed in back with the European, right? But you got those who stayed on that stock. You dig what I'm talking about? And you got to remember, many of them Iroquois was blue-black too. Blue-black. And they was taking in Algonquin, Siouan, refugees and not refugees, but POWs. Because they was warring on it. Literally, they cleared Michigan out. This wasn't done by no disease. Wasn't done by no white man. None of that. This your own Indian brother. Mm-hmm. Go look up the Beaver Wars. Well, you know, I think we're going to keep this one short and sweet, man. Short and sweet. If y'all got a little something up out there, hit me with the foes in the chat. Hit me with them foes. You dig what I'm talking about? Throw them up high. Hit me with the foe in the chat. Yep. Check them out. The Beaver Wars. Y'all ain't know? I know it sounds funny. Right? It sounds funny till you see all them people got killed. It sounds funny. Till till you understand that it might have been you up here in Michigan. And they chased your people across Minnesota, Wisconsin, all the way into the Dakotas. Chased them niggas all the way down into Kansas. The Iroquois did. Many times we are our own greatest enemies, man. So with that being said, let me see. How do you do this? Okay. With that being said, man, I ain't gonna hold you up too much longer. Just wanted to drop a little something real quick. As always, just want you to breathe in, let the light in. Cause I'm Cosma, and I'm out.